I'd like to install the OPK tools on Technician computer. Basically, if you place your CD, the OPK CD on your disk, on your floppy disk, basically, I mean CD drive, you can actually get that product CD to get rolling. I'd like to show you how to install OPK tools. I have just inserted my OPK tools CD on my machine, and automatically it will pop up with this screen that you saw, part of the demonstration. As you see, install Whistler OPK tools allows me to just basically install the OPK. And what you have in this screen just asks you, you have to read the license agreement, of course. I don't want to waste the time at the moment. And then you could basically see these are the components. You get the README file, samples, and documentation. That was extremely important for large deployment. And then you have factory tools. If I click in here, as you see, by default, it gives you a directory called OPK tools. I'm placing it on the C drive, and then click next, and basically that is it. In other words, it goes and creates a directory for me. Meanwhile, is installing it, I'd like to go and point at that directory in here. Basically, how many of these components are going to be created in here. So on the C drive, I have, if I go and refresh this, I have basically a new directory. It's coming out. They call it OPK tools. There we go. And beneath that, as you see, you have language configuration, just in case if you have different settings, which we're going to get into later on. You might have one image for different languages. Maybe you want to show different, options, different regional settings and so forth. Then, of course, you have the Setup Manager version 3.0, which is ready for different languages, different configuration sets. There are some samples. There's a language directory in here. By default, you have English, of course. We have not created. This is within PE. That's the minimal, Windows operating system that replaces DOS for you. So there are a variety of different, options that are available, which we're going to get into. So basically, this is a directory. OPK tools is a directory for you, and I'm done here. So by going through this particular demonstration, I showed you that, how to install the OPK. But you are basically not done with this. After you finish the OPK installation, you need to share that, drive, just in case if other technicians want to use it and so forth. So one thing I could do, I could basically go to sharing and security. Once again, if I right click on OPK tool, if I select sharing and security, on the network sharing and security, I like to select the network setup wizard. I select next in here, and basically this is before you continue, they ask you review the checklist for creating a network. Well, this is for people who have not worked with XP yet. They basically launch a small little guideline here. There's a checklist that you need to be familiar with. XP has changed a bit in regard to the security. See the specific list that we are going to discuss it later on. They call it Help and Support Center. You can always get that from Help and Support right from the Start menu. But basically, these are the checklists that helps you even better how to prepare the shared folder configuration. So I click next on this page, and also I continue to, it says the wizard found disconnected network hardware. Obviously on this machine I have two network cards. They say, are you sure this is the network card that you don't want to use, or this is the one that you want to use? What do you want to do with it? I say ignore disconnected network at the moment, because sometimes you might have a different subnet and you just want to do the load balancing on it. Now select the connection method. Basically I select just this computer connects directly to the internet, no problem. Click next. I've already configured that, and that is my network connection, basically Intel. And then click next, obviously. And now I need to name the computer destination in which I like to communicate with. Basically here, I like to just not to give any name, a specific name. This is like perhaps my master installation computer. You can name it anything you want. That's a computer description. Or actually, this is a computer description on this computer, so I call it Master Installation Computer Prep Machine. In other words, I'm preparing a master installation. Click next, and then here the work group, they call it MS Home. You can name it anything you want, and basically you're done. So ready to apply application settings, just goes through review what you have already set. I'm ready to go, click next, and now I'm sharing my machine and obviously sharing that folder with other computers. So why did I do that? Just in case if other technicians want to use the OPK tools, they can basically connect to this folder and use the tools. So as you see now, I have more options. It says, would you like to create a network setup disk in order to be able to connect to this shared, just in case? Would you like to, do any other option? I just say, you know what, just finish the visit. I don't need any other computers to connect to this. Click finish, and now I don't know why they're asking me to restart. You really shouldn't be worried about restarting. I just say no and click OK. In order to make sure that this particular folder has been shared, basically it should show a hand beneath this folder. So I wait a few minutes, see what's going to happen. I select shared this folder now, so just make the process faster. I don't have to be worried about it. Now you see the hand comes beneath that. So right now my computer name called Technician, if I go with Technician computer, basically it's coming up and you see the OPK tools is being shared. So people can come and access all of these resources.